If you know anything about high school football, that is how that works. But anyways, that is number 7 there for the Thundercats. That is Watson out of Colorado Springs for the kick. And again, the play clock, that is through the magic of whatever it does. This kick gets away there, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rage. But magic is it's almost hands-free. I do have to update the quarter. I mean, I don't have to, but I might as well. But it is actually not a bad day for a football game. I'm going to try to zoom in here, and I believe I'm on a different camera. I am on a different camera, so this doesn't have that auto zoom setting. So I need to figure out why that other camera does that. Out of the shotgun to the back, I believe that was a handoff. And we're going to start with a just short of a 1st down. That's an 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2 coming up. Big play on that. Hand off to the running option that time. We'll see if they continue this. Kind of as I talk to the coach, I do have a balanced offense, but a lot of these, another little toss there. This is going to pick up a 1st and some more. But a lot of these plays here from the quarterback, just opportunity, either wide open pass or run down the middle. So it's not always on purpose. The runs that are, or the passes aren't always on purpose. But there's a lot of running in there. But a lot of the scoring does come from the air. Haven't got the play clock figured out. I will get you a play clock. Next week, I'll be up in Waterloo, Iowa, as the Iowa Woo will play. I think they play, I have Eau Claire on there, but I think they play Arkansas. I'm not sure about that. It might be Eau Claire out of Wisconsin, but that'll be on the Arena League. This is in trouble. That's a loss on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 15, it looks like. 5-yard loss officially on that. 2nd down. Didn't hit the reset button, so it happens. At the quarterback position, Eldridge from Tulsa, Oklahoma. She went to the Spartan College of Aeronautics. That is very technical. And handoff, she's going to get through here. Big pickup for Simmons on that, also from Tulsa. Attended Oral Roberts University. A flag on the play, though. This may be coming back. And this is probably holding. We are clearly going backwards. So 2nd and 25. Does that look right? Sure, we'll say 2nd and 25. And out of the snap again. Quarterback is caught in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Eldridge trying the fake handoff again, but the defense bit on that. 3rd and probably 30 here. You know what? 30 is a good number. We're going to stick with 30. We're going to get my replay going too, aren't we? There we go. That way we got some replay for down the road for you later in this game. Hopefully we get some scoring here. Third down and long. Pass is incomplete. Fourth and a really long way to go coming up. So with the incomplete pass, that will bring up a fourth and long. They need to get the ball, the Rage does, to the other 40-yard line. Actually, 39-yard line. And they are currently at their own 30 on the other side. 32 officially on the scoreboard. Ball punted away. Essentially an arm punt here. Looks like no flag on the play. We're going to have a first down. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. The Thundercats coming out on the offense now here in the, as I mentioned, the Seahawks little look to it here. I kind of like the colors. Snap to the quarterback. That was snapped to Philippi. Nowhere to go for, I believe Bacon was the running back. That's a loss on the play. That will bring up second down and a loss of about 3, I would imagine. They have 4 on the board, but we'll say 3. It won't last too long here anyway. I say that, watch it bounce back and forth with penalties. It has happened. Thundercats again, handoff. There is still room here. That is going to be not quite a first down. They're going to make up all those yards and make this a third and short. 3rd and 2, it looks like, is the official mark on that. And again, of course, normal rules apply here. So second run for Bacon out of Colorado Springs. Went to Western Colorado University. That is where this team is based out of. Many of the players here from that area. Pass over. That is caught. That's going to be, I believe, depends on where it's spotted here. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Pass was complete to Lewis. Lewis listed as a safety here out of Colorado Springs. Went to Western High. So again, Philippi from Pueblo, Colorado, by the way. Eastern New Mexico University. Breaking the mold. This is a turnover. And just like that, we're going to have our first turnover on the game here. Take a look at this. Just before the line, that is a first down for the Rage. And Oklahoma out there now on the offense. So, an ill-fated situation by the Rage, able to recover from it on the defensive side. I would have had my field camera down there, but the weather is not playing nice. Pass is caught. Pass is down the sideline. That's a touchdown right there. Oklahoma Rage with the touchdown. Big play on that. And we're going to take a look at this touchdown here. All the way from nearly the opposite 40. That's a 55-yard touchdown. Nearly got caught there, but Oklahoma on the board first. 6 points. Trying to get an extra little bonus added to it to make it 7. Kick is back. Kick is up. It is good. 7 points. We'll be back after this. Oklahoma Rage are on top. They drew first. I thank all of these sponsors that make these games possible and support these teams, especially the Oklahoma Rage. This ball is, I believe the Rage are going to come away with it. It somehow got lost on the kick there, and Oklahoma with the ball. Colorado Springs did not go for it, and that is our second turnover of the game. Again, the Rage taking advantage of squib kick. I mean, the setup looked like a normal kick on that, but it is a wet field out there. It could have been on purpose, but that was pretty perfect. Perfect doesn't always work. Down the middle. Short gain on the play. Simmons with the run. Second down for Oklahoma here. 3-yard pickup. Takes one person to break through here, and we have another touchdown from the ground. This time, though, nowhere to go. Quarterback in trouble. Third down, and it's a loss of about 5. So 3rd and 12. We have I'm not sure what the delay is here. Got some bright yellow shoes out there that look like flags. Play clock is running. Again, normal play clock, 40 seconds for between plays, 25 after a dead ball. Pass caught. That is not a first down, but a 7-yard pickup or so. That will bring up 4th and 5. And I would imagine this is probably 5-down territory. But we will see. 7.5 minutes and ticking here in the first. And this is a turnover on downs. We're going to take a break here. Quarterback looks like she is a little shaken up, but we'll be update from Springfield, Missouri. Iowa Woo, 5 minutes in the first half or first quarter. They're up 6-0 in the Arena League. We'll take a look at some other updates as we can. This is a short loss on the play. Nowhere to go for the Thundercats, loss of 2. Looking at Eau Claire at Duluth, that game 11-24 in the first, no score. And then the St. Joseph Goats, St. Joseph, Missouri, defeating the Hot Springs, Arkansas Wise Guy, or beating them right now 13-0 with, again, 5:34 to go in that half of the game. So that's your Arena League update. And we have a bunch formation here, I guess, maybe call this. Tight formation. Kind of different ways to put it, but you're going to run the ball. And a stop in the backfield. We're going to have a penalty flag, though. That very well may be a horse collar. There's room in here if you need it, by the way. Oh, I already said it. Okay. But thank you. Yep. So with the flag there, that was indeed a penalty. Horse collars was the call. First down. Can I go grabbing for the head? That is something they are going to emphasize, because that is a big safety thing right there. Run on the play. And Bacon with the run again out of Western Colorado. 2nd and 9 coming up after the 1 yard, maybe 2 yard gain, 1.5. Officially 1 yards on that. And I am using that tripod last week that I said I probably should not use again, but it was convenient to grab and it's doing fine. I have a better one, but it is huge. Pass incomplete. Intended target is Lewis. No good for the pass. That'll bring up 3rd and 9. So it's a tight one here. Last time these two teams played, 12-6 was the final. In a not really back and forth game, but just a defensive battle. And that was just 6 of the 36 points. This ball overthrown. So no loss of yards on that, but they will lose the down. That is 4th and 9. And field position here. I don't know. I would probably go for it. But we have, looks like a platoon swap coming in, so I would say possibly a punt, maybe push back Oklahoma just a little bit here, back inside their own 20 possibly. It does look like a punt formation at least. Double coverage on the defense. Penalty flag, though. We may have had a false start. Oh, this is on the offense. So that will make this a 4th and 14 now. Loss of yards on that. And redo 4th down. This is the procedure for this. 7-0. Currently the Rage on top right now. Now protection style for the punt. They're not going to anything too offensive there. This is caught. That is going to be just shy of the 30, it looks like. And with that, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in about 30 seconds for lots of fun going on here. And a passing formation, nowhere to go on the handoff though. Decided to run it. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 10. Looks like no yards gained on the play. Now technically could be no yard gain, I guess, but there's about half a yard. Progress is progress. Winner will play in Canton, Ohio. That game will be on ESPN Plus. Again, 3 receivers here. And the looks like running back option. Handoff down the middle, trying to draw on the defense, but that may have been a little too convincing there because I think she drew in 1 or 2 more defenders than she wanted. That'll bring up 3rd and 13. Remember to check out Allen Hilliard Sports for all your high school sports in Central Missouri, especially the Central Ozark Conference. Got plenty of games going on. And if you're a fan of Tigers, I tell you what, there's a lot of Tigers. There is a lot of Tigers. Especially when you mistake one for the other. And the problem is they wear the same colors on football jerseys, most of them. Ball on the ground. It is a turnover. And this is going to be the first turnover for the Rage here. We're going to take a look at this. And this will be 1st down for the Thundercats. Looks like number 10, I think, may have recovered that ball for Rocky Mountain there. That would be Riviera, the linebacker, if it was. I think it was number 10. Yeah, this thing don't want to turn that direction. I don't know why. It just don't want to cooperate. Clock is still rolling. I'm assuming it would have stopped, but with that thunder overhead, the Thundercats are yelling out their intentions right now. 2nd down and 7. Guess we could look on here at weather. I got this nice computer here connected to this thing called the internet. I can tell you what's coming our way. We're going to have a loss on that. Instead, a penalty flag. So it is 1st and 20. I'm going to assume holding is the official. Penalty flag from the back again. Lost momentum after the 30. And it says I'm in Oklahoma City right now. I am probably not in Oklahoma City. This will move us back to the first and 9. Please don't ask me how it is 1st and 9, but we'll just agree it's 1st and 9. Thundercats in that little bunch formation, 2 running back option. Down the middle, not enough for a first, but a 4-5 yard pickup. 2nd down and 5, I guess. The front chain moved, and I'm just not quite sure why. That was kind of weird. This is enough for a first. And that is 1st and goal now for the Thundercats. There's a flood warning, but I don't see anything too obvious right now, which is good. So 1st down inside the 10, just short of the 5, it looks like. And Thundercats trying to get the corner. They're going to pick up some yards, but not enough for the touchdown. Good gain on that. Gain of about 2. It's going to be 2nd and a goal from about the 3 yard line. And the showers are not too far away from us. 46 seconds, clock continuing to count down. Tripod just don't want to look that way, does it? Thundercats 2nd and goal from, looks like the 2 actually. We're going to have a stoppage. Nope, we're not going to have a stoppage. And on the reverse, that is a touchdown. Thundercats off of the tight formation here, enough to get in for their first points. We are all tied up currently now with 1 touchdown apiece. The only thing separating us is an extra point, and Thundercats will attempt to tie the score. with this. So both teams here showing good defense and good offense. 16 seconds remain in this first quarter. It's been a good first quarter. It's been a fun one. And we're going for 2. But we're going to have some laundry on the field. I think the play clock. Yep. Looks like delay of game down there. And that will move it back from the 3 to the 8-yard line for this extra point after the touchdown. Again, Thundercats in that blue and green color. Kind of like it. The gray, black, and orange for the Oklahoma Rage. We are going to restart the computer at halftime, by the way, so don't fear if it goes down. And we have a timeout. Point on the way. Timeout charge to the Thundercats. Pass down the middle. That is caught. 2-point conversion is good. 8-7. Thundercats on top. We'll be back after this for the kickoff and 16 seconds of the first quarter. We are nearly tied up here. Thundercats 2-point conversion compared to the extra point. That did not go 10 yards. That will be possession on that side of the field. The ball did have to go 10 yards, and that ball, I believe, made it about 6 or 7 before it was picked up. So, illegal procedure on the kick. First down, Oklahoma Rage. And with 16 seconds to go here, the ball should be... I mean, I could tell them where the ball should be, but that's pretty much where it should be right there. 5-6 yards. I think the coach down there is not as happy about that decision, but good spot of the ball. 16 seconds now, 1st and 10. Ball is down. And we have an injury on the field. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. So I guessed correct. Ball is... The timing was off on that. I mean, good play if the ball would have been handed off. That looks like Amani Brown from Colorado. Oh, that's a wrong roster, by the way. And that's going to be the end of the quarter, but it is Dominique Jones, by the way. 15. I didn't do that part. Pass intercepted. That is number 7. Thundercats will take over on that. We'll take a quick look at what happened there, and I believe just good sight here by the defender, and it is follow the eyes right there. I mean, that is how you play that position. That is Latricia Watson, the linebacker from Colorado Springs, able to come away with that. So it's a first down for the Thundercats. Eight to 7. And the pressure's coming here. There's the pressure in the backfield. Nowhere to go. We're going to take a look at this. Watch this pressure here. Watch as she knows what's coming. Look at that. right through the middle, found the hole, and right into the running back. Second down and 15 coming up. That was beautiful on the distance, and I see rain out. Luckily, the rain that I'm looking at is to the, I think it's the east. The weather doesn't move this direction, so. Well, it's not supposed to. We're going to have a timeout. Looks like Thundercats will take it. We'll be back after this. And about 15, Thundercats with the ball. They have one timeout remaining. Last timeout was taken by them again. About 15 yards to the lateral, but we're going to have a penalty coming out of that. And that will result in a first down, as the face mask should make it a first down. See where the ball is placed here. Mention the run. Good run, just a little lateral there. You probably want to run a little more straight down the middle. Update from Springfield, Missouri. Ozark Slunkers 7, Iowa Woo 6, 10:42 to go. Play clock is moving. I think I got the wrong play clock time on there. Down the middle, it is 2-yard gain, I believe, on that. 2nd and 8. Well, it looked like there might have been some rain falling, but it could just be my imagination. I'm sure it happens. Did not reset the play clock. He's saying reset the play clock, and I don't think they're paying attention to the play clock, because it would have expired by now. Oh, as they reset it now. A little bit late on that. 12 minutes to go in the second quarter, by the way. I did not update that. My bad. Run down the, well, not the middle. They're going to run down the middle of the sticks. I believe a 3rd and 4. I was trying to figure out where the marker was. Now the marker moves. Again, out of the shotgun. Handoff to the running back. Nowhere to go. 4th down. That's going to be a loss of 3 or so. 4th down and about 7 coming up. 11.5 minutes to go remain in the first half. And we have a 1-point lead by the Thundercats in this ball game. Some other score updates. 20-6, 4 minutes in the second. Goats on top of the Wise Guys. And then 7-0 Duluth on top with 9:42 to go in the second quarter. Looking for the pass. That is incomplete. Both players going for the ball. Good defense on that. So that's a turn. 1st and 10 for the Rage off the turnover. 2nd turnover on downs in the ball game. And quarterback, a lot of yards east and west, but not a lot of north and south. Good play, though. 2nd down and 9. A long 1-yard play. And it looks like we got kind of a Bit of a different tactic here for the Rage. They do need to hurry up. They got about 20 seconds on that play clock over there. 10-14 and counting. Receiver in motion. Little slot receiver. She is going to catch this if she gets around. That's a first. Out of bounds near the 45. First down, Oklahoma Rage. Kept the defensive back just out of reach a little bit and able to pick up the first. And the Rage now in Thundercats territory. And again, another handoff here. Another close to a first down penalty flag. So if this is on the defense, it will be a first either way. That's about a 9, if not a first down run. And that is an automatic first down after the play. So out to the 22-yard line, it looks like. First and 10 on the 22. We're here at Charles Page High School in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, the Memorial Football Stadium. Very nice stadium here. Great for football. Now, as a track coach, I'd appreciate a track around it, but they got a nice one in the back side of it here. So, either way, I think it's pretty nice. Kind of like a college stadium here. Nowhere to go on that one. That's going to be a long loss of 2, it looks like. Second and 2. Still inside the 25. From the 23, it looks like. Those are Clunkers scored 13-6 over Iowa in the Arena League. I am distracted by that game next to me over there. Every once in a while, I'll peek over and look at it. Great broadcast by that Nixa High School broadcast team, by the way. Looks amazing. And this ball is down. Might have got lucky on that, but I think it was ruled a pass. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12. Nope, it's not a pass. It's going to be 3rd down, though. 3rd and 9. We're going to cheat, go to the board. That was close. It's 18. I was close. Sometimes a close guess is all that matters. Not in math, not in school, by the way. The numbers do matter when you're in math class. When you're in history class, numbers don't matter as much. Penalty flag on the play. So 5 free yards on that. It'll bring up 3rd and 13. Defense offsides with the penalty. Again, want to thank all these sponsors here for making these games possible. Goats up 26-6 over the Wise Guys with about a minute left in the first half there in St. Joseph, Missouri. This pass is... somehow that's caught. It's going to bring up 4th down. Very nice catch on that. I am not sure how that ball was caught. And it will be a 4th and 8 coming up for Oklahoma. This is 4th down territory here. That'd be a pretty good field goal. That would be one heck of a field goal from there. But I don't think they got a field goal kicker that quite practices that one. And quarterback in trouble. Turnover on downs. Oklahoma Rage not able to convert back. 1st and 10. Rocky Mountain with the ball. Handoff in the backfield. That is again to number 24. So the running back Bacon out of Colorado Springs. And 7-7 in Duluth, by the way, with 4 minutes in the first half. Second down after that loss. Just have not updated my down marker yet. We'll just do that. It is 2nd and 12 coming up. 6 minutes left in this half. And again, a handoff. This time able to slip through a little bit. It's going to bring up about 5-6 yard gain on the play. That will bring up 3rd and 5-6 yards, looks like. So, officially a 6 yard run. Oh, that's not good. Sorry, I'm looking at a replay of something else. Definitely not good. And this ball, they're in trouble. That's going to be downed at the 20, actually the 18-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th and a lot longer to go. Yeah, they said 18 up there, so you know what? That's a good number for me. They put 20 on the board. It's 4th and a long way to go. We'll stick with that number. So 4th down for the Thundercats. This is where you either convert or you may just want to punt this away. By the protection defense, I'm assuming the punter is going to get the ball. And this punt is straight up. That is Thundercats football now. That was touched by Oklahoma. The official's pointing that way. We're going to take a look at this. We're going to take a look at this. Up. That is off of the Rage, the official. So that is a 1st down. We're still back here in Oklahoma territory, but could not hang on to it. And nothing unusual there. Good call on that. Obviously, different officials have different things they're looking at, and that is a good thing. And we're going to take our final Thundercat timeout. We'll be back after this. 4 minutes remain, 1/2 minutes to go. Second turnover of the game is how they got this ball. This is pass that is slipped on the turf. That is wet turf, by the way. That's all that is. 2nd down and 10 coming up. That is what happened. Still 3 timeouts for Oklahoma. Touchdown, Ozarks Lunkers, it looks like there. And the ball's on the ground. I think the Rage are saying they have it. We're going to take a look at this. We have an injury, but we're going to take a look back at this play. Ball is snapped. It is on the ground. I can't see who winds up with it, but the call on the field is Oklahoma football. So we're going to take a short break here real quick, about 30 seconds. We'll be back for the inside the 20, at the 20-yard line, it looks like. Ball is, I'm not sure how it got there, but that is a first and goal for the Oklahoma Rage. 10-yard run on that. We're going to take another look at that, figure out how that ball came out, because the defense was there. It was just a straight-up handoff. There wasn't even a pitch, nothing. That was a, take this, we're going. And it worked, first and 10. Clock's still running, under 4 minutes in the first half. 19-8, Blunkers lead Iowa right now. And looking back, that is a loss on the play. That'll bring up second down. Ball placed at the 15-yard line, loss of 5. Halftime score, 26-6, Goats on top. And then Duluth with a minute left in the first half, 13-7, leading Eau Claire right now up in Minnesota. So 3 minutes to go here. The winner of this game will play in Canton, Ohio at the Hall of Fame Stadium. That'll be for the championship. The Division III championship will also have the St. Louis Slam, the defending Division I champions. They're playing for another return trip, second or third in a row they're trying to get. And then, I'm not sure who the Division II is, actually. I can probably look here in a little bit, but 2 minutes approaching here. I think we do a 2-minute warning. I don't actually remember if we do. Not sure what the rules are, if they're like professional or high school, depending on, that'll determine the time. The clock does stop at 2 minutes, and that brings up fourth down on the field. Good catch by the official. Had to get a little extension on the arms. Did a good job of that. That is a tall radio tower off in the distance. And we're going to take, I think, the 2-minute warning. No, we're going to take a timeout. So we're going to be back down there to get someone's attention. Now she's back in the box. They're going for the kick. That is no good. And the kicker got leveled on that. We're going to take a look at this. Kick. After the kick, that is definitely a unsportsmanlike penalty. And we're going to take the officials getting in place here. Trying to get their attention to start the play clock down there. Now we're ready to go. 1:54 in the first half. 8-7. Thundercats still on top. We're going to have a positive yardage on this, down to the 2-yard line. Second down coming up. It is a very pretty night here in Oklahoma. Ooh, that is definitely bright, that one. That'll brighten up the stadium. And off in the backfield, nowhere to go. Penalty flag on the play. And everybody looks like starts to get up out of the pile. We're going to have another penalty flag. This will be first and goal at the 1. At least that's what's on the field anyway. And we're going to take a timeout. It is Rage foot. Either way. Sorry about that. Nope, 27. It is a touchdown, Oklahoma Rage. And we're going to take a look at this. I mean, it's almost a gimme right there for a touchdown, but backfield, clear the ball, plenty of space. And Oklahoma Rage on top, 13-8. Going for the, I think, the extra point. They're separate kickers, I believe. Kick is up. Kick is good. So 14-8, Oklahoma on top. We'll be back after. We are back here. It is a weird sun-looking pattern out there. Not quite sure what that is in the window, but it's a first down here for the Rocky Mountain Thundercats. First and 10 from, looks like the 34-yard line. Seven seconds to go in the half. This press box is shaking as they're stomping. Thundercats hand off. That is going to result in a second down. They can't stop the clock. So 30 seconds to go, clock continuing to roll. And Thundercats trying to get to the corner. And out of bounds. That will stop the clock with 15 seconds to go on the ticker. So first down. And clock will start. Once it starts rolling, they can't stop it unless the Thundercats get out of bounds. Hand off. Well, somewhere in the middle there. Handed off by Flippy, but nowhere to go down the middle. And that is the half. So we're going to go into halftime. We'll be back. It is 14-8. Oklahoma on top. We'll see you in just a little bit. I'm going to restart the computer, so stream will be right back up. back here. It is third quarter action. We are off for the kickoff squib kick. This is back to the Thundercats. Thundercats just past the 40, and that's where we are going to begin. No gain on the return. And it is 1st and 10 for Rocky Mountain coming in. They trail currently. Not by much. They trail by 6 points. So, again, just like last time, 12-6 was the score. We are not far off from that. So, of course, this undefeated Rage team did pull off that victory. That was our closest game of the season. And again, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure here. Believe it or not, it is raining. Well, it was raining. I think it's kind of died down a little bit outside. I don't know. It definitely was raining when I went down to the bathroom. But, anyways, out of this time behind the center. And Thundercats pulled down from behind. Couldn't get across the corner on the opposite end. That is 2nd and 11, actually, not 12. And Bacon on the run. Again, doing my best to keep up with numbers here. It's a small screen. Put it that way. It is a small screen. Again, in the backfield, no gain on the play. It was 12, by the way. It is 3rd down. So, no gain on that. Maybe 1 yard if there is a gain. But, either way, oh dear goodness. It is 39-13 in the third with 4:45 to go. St. Joseph Goats on top of Arkansas right now. Alrighty then. That's interesting. I believe Arkansas is a team that Iowa will play next week. That is incomplete. That is 4th down. So 4th and long coming up here for Thundercats. Thundercats coming out in the punt formation. 20-13 in the third. 13:30 to go. Duluth on top of Eau Claire. And I'm assuming the Lunkers have a close lead over Iowa right now. It's halftime, so I don't know. Punt is back. Good punt on the ground again. That is, again, bobbled. This time, the Rage comes up with it. So, again, nearly lost the punt. Gotta hang on to that. It was a good punt, good catch. Gotta bring it in. Just something you gotta do. But, again, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for watching, wherever you're watching from. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back live next week on the Arena League YouTube page. That'll be the Iowa Woo and Hot Springs Wise Guys, I believe, is the game. I could be wrong, but either way, this is complete for a first. Good run down the middle. I believe that is the quarterback. Hey, Ned Reynolds is on. Springfield, Missouri legend. Eldridge with the first down run. And 1st and 10 past midfield now for the Rage. 12:40 in, counting on the clock. Play clock down to 18. Out of the shotgun, has a back option for the handoff. That did not go as planned. That is going to result in a loss of a few yards. Second down coming up, and about 13 it looks like, maybe 14. Clock continuing to run. But again, thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure. Enjoy coming down here bringing you this game. The drive was a little bit fun, but I made it all safe and sound. Gave Oklahoma their share of the money there. Again, out of the shotgun. Passes on the handoff this time. Little short pass is incomplete into traffic. I'll bring up third down and about 13. It might be 14, but we'll stick with 13. Too late to change it now. And the Rage taking their time on this one. Play clock under 20. They do that full 40-second play clock, down around 10 seconds now. Overshot that. Oklahoma with the big fourth down. They may have to punt this one. That is a long way to go. Do apologize, there may be some moisture on my window there. It is fourth, and it is not 4th and 14. I'm sorry, but your math does not add up. I don't know. 25? We'll guess 25. Oh, they got 30 on the board now, so I think they're just guessing at this point. Penalty flag on that. Get all my timeouts back on the board for the teams here. Give them back their credit. And I think we're going to restart here. What are we... So the penalties against... I don't think that changes anything. I mean, my decision is probably still a punt. I'm just saying. I don't think I'd be adjusting. Man, that punt is blocked on the way up. And Thundercats, they've got a lane. And a not blindside block, but took out the defenders in the front to bring down the runner. But that's going to be a first down and 10 from close inside the 20, it looks like. So Thundercats have a chance here, 6 points to tie it. Anything extra will give them the lead. 19-14, start of the third in Springfield, Missouri. Ozark Slunkers on top of the Iowa Woo right now. And again, the bunch formation here. They're going to go off the back end of this, just like earlier. They're going to pick up some yards out of it, and that's enough for a first down and some more. First and goal at the 5. And I think the window's not too bad out there. It's got a little bit of a spot, but I think the light is causing the problem more than anything. Thundercats trying to come out the backside. Nowhere to go on this, out of bounds. And Rocky Mountain will lose 5 on that play. That'll bring up 2nd and goal, this time from the 10. Let's look at the lovely radar here from the National Weather Service, see what they have to say. Actually, it's the Weather Channel, not the Weather Service, but same difference. And again, trying to go the opposite corner. That is a touchdown. So out of the same set, opposite corner. This time it worked. So Bacon again with the touchdown here. That will tie this game up at 14 apiece. Extra point on the way. This is a big extra point. Appears to be a 2-point conversion. So defensive stop here will tie the game. If the offense is successful, again, they're setting up the same way. They're stopping the inside, but we're going to have a penalty. Okay, we're going to have an offside, so that will reset, do this over again. Not a lot of change from this distance. About 1.5 yards difference. And this is, I can't tell if it's good or not. I don't think it is. That is no good. They never could get the ball inside, try to go out the back end, and we are tied up at 14 apiece. We'll be back after this. The country. 2 different women's leagues. Some states starting to adopt flag football and even tackle football on the girls' level. Was this touched? It is out of bounds, but it looks like it's going to be a first down. 1st and 10 coming up for the Rage. I cannot find an update on the other score, so I apologize for that. But looking at the radar, there's clearly something on the radar. And a few yards on the play. Pick up, run down the middle. That is not the quarterback, is it? Nope, that is 22, I believe. That is Simmons once again from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, there we go. Found where we are. Back to the quarterback, handoff. Defense is there. This is a loss on the play. 3rd down and 7 coming up. So it looks like the heavy rain has avoided us as of right now anyway. So that's always a good thing. Better than the heavy rain sticking around. That would have made for not as exciting, but a very cool night here for this time of year. And surprisingly pretty hilly in this part of the Oklahoma. It's not like some parts where it's just flat the whole way. You get get some trees and hills and nice forest out there. Good run by Eldridge on that. Eldridge will pick up a few, but that still is 4th down coming up. 5 yards to go. At this point of the game, I really think you got to go for it. I think this is something that you really got to do. But we will see. It doesn't look like it. I see a punter back there. Actually, a really good punt. But the Thundercats able to come away with it here and make their way all the way down to the 35. So 1st and 10. Thundercats on the return. That is about a 30-yard return off of that punt. So Rocky Mountain has a chance to take the lead here. They led earlier in the game, but we'll see if they can get the lead back. So Rocky Mountain lines up, quarterback under center. Directly behind is a running back option. And the handoff tries to round the corner, out of bounds. 5-yard pickup on the play, 2nd down. Again, another good run on that. Bacon looks like this lead running back here. 26-20 now. Iowa with the score, 9:40 in the 3rd. Hit inbounds, by the way, is why the clock does not stop on that. Just a heads up, I don't have control over the clock. That is done up above me in the score booth, which they're doing a great job. And again, look for the reverse coming out of this, out of the backside. There it is, and this time did not fool anybody. A 1-yard gain, 3rd and 4. Six and a half minutes remain in this 3rd quarter here. We are knotted up. Rocky Mountain in the white and blue and green. Then orange and black and gray is the Oklahoma Rage. I don't know if high school, I don't think you can have uniforms quite like that anymore with the kind of dark color on dark number anymore. I think they changed that. I remember basketball having some seen uniforms with black uniforms with black numbers and a white outline, but we're going to have options this time. We got 3 of them. Instead, they're going back to the running back position. That's a loss on the play. And the defense is there. They're going to hold Bacon in check. 4th down coming up, and 8, I believe. I think it's 8. So 4th down conversion here. I would expect a throw. I mean, they're going for someone. We've got 3 receivers. I'd say the running back might become a receiver. A little slot pass off the line maybe. That is caught. Big hit, but a 1st down conversion on the play. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Big clutch conversion on that. 4:44 remains. And should be continuing to roll. It does. So it looks like they're doing high school rules here with the clock where it stops on the down and then it moves on. I know it kind of depends on the leagues too, though. Each one's kind of got different rules on what clock management they use. Again, that little tight formation coming out of that. In the backfield, look, we're going to take another look at this. That is what you call Mike Fire right there. Mike Fire, you're sending that defender, and second down, that's a loss of 5 on the play. I mean, you're sending the house on that, and someone's going to get lucky, and sure enough, dropped back in the backfield. Still 26-20, 6:50 to go in the third in Springfield, Missouri. Of course, I'll be broadcasting Iowa Woo next week. This is incomplete. We're going to take a look at this, nearly intercepted. We're going to take a look at this, see if it was caught. Hard to tell, but it is third down. Ruling on the field is incomplete. Looks like a player a little shaken up there, but we are back, clock in motion. Definitely want to thank the Oklahoma Rage for getting a hold of me. I want to thank Chris Dotson, by the way, Southern Sports, for hooking me up with this connection here to take care of this. He's out exploring his new world there, nearly picked off. Fourth down coming up and 15. I mean, you don't want to punt it. I mean, I guess a punt, basically punted out the end zone, but unless you can angle it somewhere along the goal line, you're still going to give them, you're going to, 5-yard difference from where you are? You might as well go for it here. If you don't make it, it's still tough field position either way you go. And the pass is back, incomplete. That is a Rage football. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. So first down for the Oklahoma Rage here. They have some running room. That's a first down run or near first down. That is a first down run. Big pickup on the play. Alright, my phone thinks it's 10 p.m. and the app says it's... My phone thinks it's 9 p.m. The app says it's 10 p.m. So we're having some, we'll say, communication issues here. So first down run again. 2 minutes remain here in this third quarter. Again, high snap. Handoff in the backfield. This time the defense is there waiting. That's enough for a short gain. 2nd and 7. You get you 3 or 4 of those in a row. You get 9 yards. You're right there on 4th down, but you generally want to get a few more yards than that. And again, using up that play clock. I mean, neither team really doesn't affect if they be in a hurry or not right now. They're both tied. There's plenty of time left in this game. There's a whole nother quarter. So you may want to get out of the third quarter. Great position to try to score. I think that's kind of the plan. Quarterback tried to make a decision there, nowhere to go. So Eldridge will be brought down in the backfield. That'll bring up third down, and still 7, I believe. 42 seconds and counting here. Now you got to run one more play. You can run it out pretty close to this, which they may be doing that. Because if you run this down to about 10, that's, I think, what they're doing here. Again, this time Eldridge is going to take it. And we're going to get close. Maybe a yard. It is 4th and 1. And you know what? I would be going for this right here. Clock is hit 0. I think that's the end of the quarter. It has been reset to 15. And we're going to take... And you don't have too many issues. And we got a player, looks like she's all right back there. We're going to have a pickup of 5. Had a helmet come off in the backfield and had a pretty good little hit back there. Actually 2nd and 4 after everything settles down here. But 14 and a half minutes left in this ball game and counting down. We are still tied at 14 apiece. Rage out of the shotgun, handoff again. Nope, quarterback keeper. Eldridge will take us herself. Eldridge up the middle for the first. I don't think you can waste 14 minutes on a drive. I just don't know if that one's possible. I mean, it could be, but I'm not saying it's not possible, but that would be pretty impressive. I have seen a whole quarter wasted in basketball, though. It's called the Chris Pill Special. Out of the shotgun again with the running back option. Last time Eldridge chose to go on her own. And a good pickup on the play. That's a gain of 9. So 2nd and 1 coming up. And the clock continuing to roll here, so I mean, they could be doing that. Just a lot of time to waste, though. Oh, it's going to be a first down, too. So that is another first down for the Oklahoma Rage. And again, 4 more downs. Clock continuing to roll. Really, it's whoever ends up with the ball last in a tie ball game. You got the advantage at that point. You either want to be leading or you want the ball last, with no chance the other team can do anything with it afterwards. But down the middle again, Rage has space all the way past the 25. And big pickup on the play. I believe that was Rucker from Tulsa, Oklahoma. That'll bring up 2nd and 2, I believe. 2nd and 1. It's kind of dark down there on the other side for some reason. I'm not sure why that little corner's dark back there, but for some reason the other sideline is really dark. So 4 receiver option here. We haven't really used this set. Instead, that's going to be a quarterback keeper for the first. Another first down play. Nicole Ingram, or no, Courtney Eldridge, sorry. Courtney Eldridge with the first down run again. It's kind of like a game of chess right now. They are both. Now the Thundercats, giving up a little here, a little there, that's still fine though. There's still 11 minutes in this ball game. They're probably banking on they can play defense when it counts and get the ball back. But the thing is, the further they're being pushed back deeper into the red zone here. And that's going to make it a lot harder unless you can get a good pass off, which they can. And this is another quarterback keeper. Plenty of room here, out of bounds. First and goal. So the Oklahoma Rage continuing to dominate here. This time it is first and goal inside the 10. And that clock continuing to move as she was hit inbounds. If you're hit inbounds and you go out, then it doesn't stop. If you run out of bounds, then the clock will stop. Or if you're tackled as you're out of bounds, essentially. And again, quarterback draw down a little bit on the left side of the middle, but second down coming up. This is where the pavement hits the road right here. We'll see if the Thundercats can stiffen up the defense or if Oklahoma can get that touchdown there. If they can get the 7 points, that's a big difference here. But obviously the Thundercats go for 2 every time. So you got to kind of think about that. I would still go for the 7, try to keep it. See what happens. And obviously we're doing the draw play. Third down at the 1. We're going to be close. I don't think we made it. We did not make it. But we are close. It is third down at the 1-yard line. I mean, there's no reason for a replay here. No, she was not in. Yep, it is third down at inside the 1. I mean, I would send it here. I mean, straight down the middle. Obviously, this is 4-down territory. This is 4-down territory here. Down the middle, that is a touchdown. Oklahoma Rage. And take a look back at this here. I mean, just beautiful setup on the play. All the ball had to do was cross. It crossed. And Oklahoma now up by 6. This extra point is very important here. Doesn't seal anything, but it makes this a lot more difficult. And yes, I am behind a glass window, if you are watching, but this extra point makes the big difference. Kick is up. Kick is no good. So we have a 6-point difference here. Oklahoma Rage on top, 20-6. We'll be back after these words from. So 8:51 remains. We have a 6-point ball game here. If Oklahoma wants to secure something, they're going to have to get this ball back. And the Thundercats, it's their turn now. Nowhere to go on the return. Brought down at the 35. So first and 10 for Rocky Mountain. Winner will play for the championship. That game in Ohio at the Hall of Fame Stadium. Now 32-20 in favor of the Ozark Slunkers over the Iowa Woo. And the clock is stopped. We had a timeout by... Well, no, why is the clock stopped? Oh, because they haven't had their play yet, have they? I'm getting impatient here. Pass is complete. That is caught for some extra yards after the catch. And one of the players going off with a stinger there. Something happened, but 2nd and 3 after the completion. About a 7-yard, 6-yard pass from the line of scrimmage. Again, high school football will be following the Waynesville Tigers this season here. Coverage brought to you by Waynesville School District. And then coverage of other sports brought to you by Security Bank, including softball and volleyball. I want to thank all of our partners here. 3rd down on that. And then the Dixon School District, of course, providing coverage of Dixon Bulldogs sports, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball. There's quite a few of them. Of course, I want to thank the Caden Walker for helping me this year, bringing quite a bit more sports. 2 games a night, many nights, so you get double the coverage. Sit back with that TV dinner and enjoy. Speaking of enjoying here, this is... She going to get stopped before the down. The marker is at the... The whistle was blown. Officials passed the marker. She was behind it originally. But I think they're going to give her the 1st down. They do. It's a good play on that. 7 minutes remain roughly here. I don't think the clock ever stopped. This is taking a little while, though. But it is a very good game, so lots of good football to watch. Out of that tight formation, look for the little scramble out of the back end, and there it is. Defense is there. 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8 coming up for Thundercats. Again, the 2-yard pickup. Bacon, she is the key running back here for this Thundercats offense. Normally that's like a goal line offensive set, but it seems to be working. I mean, I'd stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. And nowhere to go. Loss on the play. That ball's down, but she is down before the whistle, or at the whistle before the fumble. She was caught. Great job on the defense. That's 3rd and 11 or 12. So big 3rd down here. A stop by the defense could really change this. We're going to have a timeout, though. 2nd one by the Thundercats. We're going to take a break. I don't know, it was like 40 points at one point on there, so we'll say that's a big victory. And the little X reverse run there. Fourth down coming up. A little past the line of scrimmage on the 4-yard gain, but 4th and 9. Big fourth down. 5 minutes. The clock is running. Thundercats have one timeout, so if the Oklahoma Rage could run this on the ground, which, talk to the coach, looking at some of the stats in the last game video, they've kind of transformed a little bit here, almost exclusively on the ground. But it's just slow enough to keep the game, under control. It's about game pace sometimes. Speaking about the pass, that's incomplete. That is no flags. That is an Oklahoma football. Timeout. I believe the 2-minute warning. I think we get a timeout. From the backfield, though, with I think that's a quarterback. Either way, that'll bring up second down, but more importantly, they're going to take their time. They're going to milk this as much as they can. I mean, this is straight up Madden right here. You want to survive to the end of the game. If you get a score, that's awesome. But at this point, if you're in control, you don't want to lose it by throwing it, into the other team's hands or something like that. And the crowd here, not the biggest crowd because of the rain, but they are into this ball game down below me. And, not a first. This would be 3rd and 2. Maybe 3. We'll say 2. Give them a yard on that. Clock running down to the 3-minute mark and counting. Now, if you're the Thunder, you're probably going to call a timeout if they don't get this first down. You may call it if they do get the first down. But you're going to have to start thinking about that clock. Because obviously the Oklahoma Rage are. They're going to start thinking about a play clock too. They got 10 seconds on that. They may want to hurry. And they're going to get this off in... I think that snap was... they're going to get a timeout. So Oklahoma Rage will call a timeout. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. Oklahoma Rage with the go in that first half. Make it 39. And quarterback... That is not going to be a first. 4th and 1. I would do the offensive line run like they did earlier. And that's a first down, Oklahoma Rage. Set up out of the goal line offense, right down the middle, cleared a path. And the clock should be running. There you go. Now is when you want the clock to keep running. But we're going to have a timeout. 2-minute warning. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after the victory formation here. There's still one timeout for the Thundercats. Oh no, there's no timeouts for the Thundercats. They used their last timeout earlier, so clock will continue to run. And they're going to wind this down under a minute. I would not be in a hurry here. use every bit of that clock as I can. And congratulations to both these teams making it this far in the season. And assuming everything goes like it should here, congratulations to the Oklahoma Rage, as the play clock, it's under 10, but the game clock gets under a minute. And with that, they can wind this down to one more snap, and this game is over. Oh, we're going to have a stoppage here. Either way, one more snap and this game is over. It is 3rd down. I should probably update this. But either way, I don't think changing the clock makes a difference. And this will be the final snap here as it gets under 40. And that will be it. They will probably not take a snap here. You don't want to give the other team the ball. And that is it. Clock hits 0. Oklahoma Rage are heading to the championship. Your final score, 20-14. Another thriller here. Thank you for joining us tonight on Allen Hilliard Sports. We got some fireworks behind us, obviously, or else I'd show them to you. But anyways, thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure. And we will talk to you later. I will see you next week. Join me on the Arena League as broadcast Iowa Woo from Waterloo, Iowa. Have a good night from Allen Hilliard Sports from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Fly